Here are some performance enhancing drugs: narcotic analgesics, which relieve pain and allow athletes to train longer; stimulants, which increase mental or physical alertness, which allows like sprinters to get through with a better start with the sprint gun; beta blockers, they calm down the nerves and slow the heart rate, so you're able to stay calm before like a race; diuretics mask drug use and can also help with weight loss; and anabolic steroids are there to build muscle, and for a sprinter, they can be used for a sprinter to like, get out the starting blocks quickly. And there's also blood doping, or EPO, which is the more red blood cells in the body, the more oxygen you can carry around. Reasons for using drugs. Physiological reasons include building muscle, which uses steroids, increase energy and oxygen transport around the body, which allows them to run faster for longer. You can lose weight, which is like diuretics. You can lose weight, diuretics, and train harder, mask pain, reduce tiredness, and especially during like long running sessions. Psychological reasons can steady nerves before like a starting gun, to control arousal, because you don't want to be too excited or under aroused; increase confidence and increase aggression, which can be good and bad depending on the sport, and can increase motivation. Social reasons can be from pressure to win from coaches and sponsors, and you might lose or win money depending on how well you perform. You earn money by winning, so some people prepare to win at all costs, even if it does mean cheating. And the fear of losing can also be a big factor because sponsors can drop out. And the belief that everyone else is doing it, so you believe you're in a level playing field. It's also other reasons include your appearance, so it can make you look good, and a lack of education and drug awareness, and also again the belief everyone is doing it, so you don't want to be the only one not doing it, which leaves you at a disadvantage. There's also a lack of deterrent, and there's ineffective testing, so that people can get away with it, and also it makes races more entertaining. Uh, Reasons for drugs in sport is there's a freedom of choice, and it can create a level playing field if everyone is doing it, and it can make you feel better if you're doing it if everyone else is, because it would be fair. It'd be more entertaining for spectators because everyone would be that much better at their sport, and everyone would make it like look better and stuff. If it's false, then testing and court cases can destroy athletes if they're false allegations. The modern sport and culture is used in the sport, and having two Olympics could be an idea, having like a clean one and an open one with drugs. But that comes with the issue of new records and do they stand, and like the ethics behind it. Reasons against drugs in sport is it takes away the skill and finesse of the sport, so it's less about the actual sport, but it can be more focused on the drugs. It can be very addictive and deteriorate someone's health. It can ruin people's careers. Younger athletes might be manipulated by coaches and pressured into it because they haven't been educated enough. Poorer people might not be able to afford advanced drugs, which again leaves them at a disadvantage compared to those who can afford them. It should not need to improve testing and research and give more funding to like, the drug testing so they can be caught, so they can get caught more to create a bigger deterrent from using them. And there's also the Olympic oath, which is the Clean Olympics, and it stands for having like a cleaner competition. Consequences can be like being stripped from their medals and titles, public embarrassment. There can be psychological damage, so they might fall into like some depression or something because they get like a lot of abuse online and everything. Um, they can lose their status, and they can get banned from their sport. That can be for like a few years or for like larger periods of time. You've got the health and social side of things as well. There's also solutions like WADA, which is the World Anti-Doping Agency, which solution is to try and eradicate drugs from sport. You also got the UK Anti-Doping Agency, which is doing the same thing but focusing more just on like British athletes. And then you've got national governing bodies of sports like the FA, for example, or FIFA, which will try and rid drugs within football. More solutions are educating people so they know the consequences of drug taking and how they can get them off the drugs if they do start taking them. Testing needs to be improved so people can get caught. More people get caught. Money can get put into labs and procedures, which then again, like I said, create a big deterrent. It would only highlight the good athletes, like the clean ones, so no one gets like shown that the drugged up athletes getting the. And then there's also randomized testing, which allows for people who are clean, they won't matter about it, and it creates a bigger deterrent because if it's random and you are using drugs, you don't know if you're going to get called up for it, which again will create a deterrent for it. Difficulties of getting drugs out of sport is money, because we need more money to perform the test and to make them more effective because you need research into it. But the World Championships were tested in the World Championships in 2011, and nothing came back with positive results. So does this show that athletes are cleaner or better at deception? This is one of the difficulties to do with drugs, as we'll never know if the athletes are fully clean or not, because there's always creating new ways to get around the testing.